Hey, it's Lee B back with another match from the Battle League Finals. I decided to do this in full screen. If you guys like the windowed version better, just let me know. I'm trying to figure out what works best. I actually skipped over the match between Rohan versus Bruno because in it there's nothing we really haven't seen before other than Bruno uses his Sokoda special move there where he punches with his zippered fist in multiple directions and he uses it in the air. So he might have some Dalsim from Street Fighter style shenanigans where he jumps back, does the downwards version of the special move to punish the opponent trying to hit him. Other than that, there was nothing really of note there. So I moved on to Josuke versus Gappy. Let's get to it. All right, so Gappy has this second punch rush variation where he throws them over his shoulder. This is really nice because he'll be able to use it to turn the situation around if he is ever in the corner. He'll easily just put the opponent in the corner. And then that'll be really good for him because positioning-wise, his bubble projectile tracks the opponent. So if you're ever in a position where you can limit, how they can move, they can't move back if they're in the corner. Or, it limits their jumping up. So he'll be able to punish sidesteps if they try and get around it. And as you'll see in a second, it throws them a long way. So Gappy doesn't even need to be in the corner completely himself to be able to take advantage of it. Alright, that move right there, it's Josuke's tackle into the rush. It's a standoff move with multiple endings, it seems. Right there, he just did a low kind of sweeping move, and it didn't naturally combo, which makes me think it does hit low, and it's part of a mix-up option. Because as we'll see later in the match, he actually has two different enders besides this one to the move, and it looked like a decently fast low, and there's another one that looks like an overhead, and they both seem moderately fast. So it might be a decent mix-up tool. We'll have to see. All right, that was a crazy good cross-up that Gappy just did. It honestly looks like the first hit in the front of Josuke, and then the second hit behind, which is basically a mix-up in and of itself. For those who don't know, a cross-up is an attack usually jumping, that will hit the opponent on the other side while you're jumping over them. When this happens, for the opponent to block that cross-up, they have to input the direction their character is facing. So in this situation, Josuke would have to input left to block, even though it seems counterintuitive because he's facing, that's forward, where he's facing. This game seems to be filled with a lot of cross-ups. I'm really happy about that. Most of the characters we've seen have used cross-ups in various ways, so they'll definitely be a staple tool in mix-ups. This move in particular seems very ambiguous, whether he was going to land in front or in back. And it definitely seems like a strong tool for Gappy. That move is unsafe as hell. And Josuke just hits him with a homing bullet. You could have done so much more. Come on, AI. Maybe next time. Okay, that looks kind of weird, but essentially what happened there was Gappy jumped up in front of Josuke. Josuke hit him with the homing bullet, which knocks down. But Gappy did an ukemi, quick rise, or if you want to call it a safe fall, all of those things. He did that. And if you notice, the entire time when he did that, soft and wet was still there, which if you go back to a match in the Group F series, there's one between Cars and Okuyasu, where Cars does his lunging blade move. He lunges forward and then he slashes upwards and you're kind of thrown upwards. Okuyasu does an ukemi, and then Cars is able to punish Okuyasu with a small combo. If you look, even the hit counter treats those two separate actions as a complete combo. So at least for stand on, you're not very safe doing an ukemi or safe fall right next to your opponent because they can just punish you and it'll be a full combo, another combo for them. I don't know about stand off because presumably Gappy, they have that little sliding animation when they do it. And you can probably hit them during that, but you're obviously not nearly as open to attack as with stand on. You can see soft and wet is just a giant hurt box, something you can hit during this entire thing. Just something to keep in mind. And the fact that the hit counter shows that the punishing a ukemi is a full combo shows that the designers wanted to make it so that you shouldn't just always do a safe fall, or it's not always a good option. They wanted to make it so that you can be punished for using it incorrectly. And it's like, safe falls are like this in some other fighting games like Real Bout, Fatal Fury 2. It actually functions exactly like that. If you're hit where the opponent predicted you doing a safe fall, it'll count as a full combo. So that's pretty cool. Just something really quick there. It looks like Gappy did a stand-off light, medium, hard, and that little kick he did, presumably standing medium, it looks like it hits low because Josuke blocked the first hit, and I don't know if he would even be able to like not block the second hit unless it was hitting low, because they hit so closely together, and usually hits jail, which means you don't have to hold the block button if there's a series of attacks that are hitting quickly enough. So that will be kind of sneaky for Gappy and really cool to see that there's some variety in the character's normals. Up until the last couple matches, we hadn't seen much variety, and I was worried that the game would be really boring because all the characters would ever want to do is just light, medium, hard, special, super. But, just little things like this make the characters have a lot more uniqueness to their movesets. That move is so unsafe. That right there, that was the second follow-up. As you saw, it comboed and it blasts them back. Likely, if the two other options are unsafe or slow, that's the one you're going to want to use the most. Just because it combos, you get free damage, it knocks them away. We'll see the last option soon, though. That right there was Josuke's command normal with stand off. I'm coming at you at 300 kilometers per hour. It looks really cool. And it'll be a decent poking tool since Crazy Diamond's arm, it has a pretty damn good range. And it's only his arm that's out there. I wonder if he even has a hurt box on his arm. So that'll be really useful for Josuke. Oh god, that move is super unsafe. Boom! So that was Josuke's super without the follow-up that shoots the homing bullet. And as of now, we don't really know the difference or why you'd want to choose one over the other. Presumably the one with the homing bullet does more damage because it's an extra command. But they both seem to cause a hard knockdown, which is probably the most important thing between them. So if they both cause that hard knockdown, definitely use the homing bullet one each time. I don't know why you wouldn't, but it's unclear so far. That was the third follow-up to the tackle, or the third ender to the tackle. It looks a lot like the second one, but if you notice, the second one was kind of a straight punch. This one is kind of a hooking overhead punch. So honestly, I think that one hits as an overhead to complement the low version. It looked not that fast. So again, like I said, the one you're going to want to use most likely is the second one because it combos naturally. You might every once in a while want to go for, an overhead or low. Since we can see there it doesn't knock Gappy down, so if you do hit with it, you can Putsun cancel and go into a full combo because they're standing. So that might be useful. Dorara looks like a great anti-air, unsurprisingly. And that move obviously is super unsafe. Alright, so that was the match. I think the main things to take from this is Gappy has some tricky stuff with a really good cross-up, a possibly standing low, and ways to get you into the corner. Josuke didn't really show off too much. Other than that, really cool command normal. Yeah, if you guys like this, I'll be doing more soon. Let me know what you think. Thanks.